It's time to salvage the final game of this three-game series as the Phillies and the Yankees get together here at Citizens Bank Park to wrap up a little interleague play. Then it's back into the National League East. But the Phils need a victory today. The Yankees with 52 wins. The Phils come in 41 wins. Tonight's game is brought to you by your Delaware Valley Audi dealers. All right, so the first 23 innings in Washington, the Phillies were humming along offensively. They outscored the Nationals 23-7. They out-hit the Nats 32-22. But since that sixth inning on Sunday, where things kind of unraveled for the Phillies, they've been outscored 16-2 by the two teams, and they've been out-hit by Washington and New York 26-11. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with John Kruk. Yeah, it has been a lot about the offense. I mean, last night was about the starting pitching as well. But for the Phillies, they just need a really clean game, both on the mound and at the plate. And Zach Eflin, his last 4 wins, John, 3 of them have come after a Phillies loss. He's hoping to make it another victory.
Yeah, and it's going to be huge, and he has to step up. You know, the last thing you want to do is to get swept anywhere, but especially at home and especially against the Yankees with all their fans that made it down from New York to watch his series. But this is the way he has to pitch regardless of what lineup he's facing. Elevate the fastball, get swings and misses. Down with the breaking ball, the changeup down. You got to keep the ball down against this Yankees lineup, a very powerful team, and then elevate to get the effect and the strikeout to jam hitters and get out of innings if they do get guys on base. But the bottom number to me is the most important one. His last 4 starts, he's not giving up a home run. That bodes well against the Yankees, who are a team that is dependent on the home run. Keep them out of the stands.
Yep.
We got a chance of winning this game, Tom.
Well, one of the things that might help out is that Aaron Judge is not in the starting lineup tonight for the Yankees, but Aaron Boone did say before the ball game he's got a pretty good weapon off the bench if he needs to at some point in tonight's game. It is the final game of this 3-game series. Luis Cessa making the start. CC Sabathia has been moved back to Friday. Zach Eflin for the Phils. Lineups at first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider according to speedtest.net. By Toyota. The Toyota Camry, Highlander, and RAV4 have something for everybody. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at ivx.com. subside and get past us so we can get this game played without any problems. We should have no issues whatsoever. As Zach Eflin's warming up out on the mound. Let's take a look at the Yankees lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. Well, we mentioned during the open that Aaron Judge is not in the lineup today, so they've changed things up a little bit. Stanton bats second behind Brett Gardner. Now, Gardner did not play last night, but had a hit and an RBI in Game 1 of this series. And there's Zach Eflin, 5-2, 51 strikeouts in 49 2/3. And as we mentioned during the open, he has 4 wins in June, and John, 3 of those wins follow a Phillies loss. So it's nice to have a stopper that can put you back on the winning way.
Yeah, and that's what separates you from being a good pitcher to getting to that level of possible greatness. You know, when you can help your team after a tough loss or any loss and then come back the next day and get your team a W, that's huge. And he's got a daunting task today with this Yankees lineup that seems to be swinging it pretty good.
I walked out with him last night, and we were talking about Severino's outing. He said it's a great reminder that that first pitch strike is extremely important. There is Severino. First pitch of the night is in there. One underway, and the count is 0-1 to Gardner. Gardner at .259 with 5 homers and 21 runs batted in. He's been hot lately. Two. It'll be Gardner, Stanton, and Aaron Hicks. Stanton playing right field tonight. Gardner playing left field. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A fastball that runs up.
It's out there talking to Aaron Boone before the game. Brett Gardner popped his head in. Said, "Hey, thanks for putting me back in the lineup today." Aaron said, "Yeah, he was really upset yesterday."
Oh, really?
He said he don't like to sit.
Bouncer toward the middle. Kingery is shaded that way and makes the nice play for the first out. So one away is Carlos Santana breaking in a new glove over there at first base. It's a good job by Kingery.
Yeah, good route to the ball, good angle. I wonder what the
that other one was worn pretty good.
Yeah, it looked like it had. I mean, it seemed like we saw a lot of ball whenever it hit in the webbing. So.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just change of luck.
Stanton takes a strike, 0-1. Stanton 4 for 8 with 2 RBIs in this series. Saw that note at the bottom. 15 home runs at least in each of his last 9 years. He's one of only 4 active players in Major League Baseball to have at least 15 home runs in his last 9 years. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 2. Giancarlo with 16 balls put in play this year of 115 miles an hour or more in exit velocity. Aaron Judge is on there. There's no surprise. 2-2 pitch. Out to right center field. Odubel's going back toward the scoreboard, but Aaron Altair says he's got it. And he puts it away for the second out.
Anytime he gets the ball in the air, you have to think it's got a chance. I really did think that was out there. When it left the bat, I thought initially, oh boy, we're down 1-0. But must have just got in on him just a hair. It's a good fastball right there. Yeah, it did. It just got in the label just a little bit.
Good.
Well, maybe not. I think he got it too. Maybe that'll be a deterrent.
Aaron Hicks swings at the first pitch, and it's 0-1. He had a nice night last night. Hicks provided us with our giant home run replay, unfortunately, to start the game.
Yeah, 2-0 count, and Jake just trying to throw a strike to get, back into the count. And Aaron Hicks, not your prototypical leadoff hitter.
Good pitch, 0-2. That's a beautiful slider. Started basically at the thigh and then.
Yeah, and that's the pitch he's going to need, not only against the lefties for this team, but also for the righties.
No balls and 2 strikes to Hicks. Broke his bat, looped it out towards center. That's going to drop for a hit. So first inning single. And now D.D. Gregorius. Well, this year, the 4-seam fastball has been dominant for Zach Eflin. The slider's been number 2, but don't sleep on the changeup, which is at 11%. As Gregorius picks up pieces of Aaron Hicks's bat. That was a good pitch.
Yeah, it's a really good pitch. Nothing you can do. You make the good pitch. He breaks his bat. He bloops one into center. Now you got to work.
Outside, 1-0. Gregorius is 2 for 8 with a home run in this series. John, did you ever switch gloves in the middle of the season? Was it comfortable, uncomfortable?
Well, when it started getting real muggy, because I sweat a lot, and the glove would get really wet, and just to, the wetter it got, the softer the leather got. And so I would, hang it up for a week or so to let it get nice and dried out and use another glove.
I would think that he's used that a lot in infield work.
Oh,
and
yeah,
things like that.
yeah. Well, sometimes I give gloves to pitchers when they shag.
Okay.
That way they can break it in for me, a new glove. And then you go through the shaving cream and the ball and tying it up. And Jeff Cooper, they had that hydroculator thing where they had the heat things, and we'd wrap them up and stick them in there so the steam would loosen them up a little bit. Now they have the steamer things for the gloves.
And for hats, too.
Yeah. But, yeah, he'd stick it in that thing overnight and let it soften the leather up.
1 ball and 1 strike to Gregorius. 1-2.
Yeah, they have all this stuff. You go to the store and it's that, the oils that you put on the glove. There's something in shaving cream, and I don't know what it is, that you just coat your glove with shaving cream and it softens the leather. The foamy kind, not the gel. The gel probably ain't going to do a whole lot.
Yeah, the gel you have to really rub it in.
Yeah, it'd be a pain in the rear. But, but the foam stuff is what we used.
Upstairs, 2-2. Well, the best way, in reality, the best way to break in a glove, though, is to just play catch with it.
Yeah, use it.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And a throw over again. Hicks, who has stolen 6 bags, dives back. The Yankees as a team have stolen 33 bases. Which is not a bad number for an American League team if you think that there's a different style. Phillies have 35 stolen bases. There's Aaron Boone.
It's a fun stories. It was actually our first guest on a podcast. We recorded it today.
And it came across okay? Everything was on it?
Oh, yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah, he was, from how he found out that the Yankees wanted him and to manage, and other options that he had.
He was going to give up broadcasting, it sounded like, right?
Yeah, it seemed like it. He wanted to get back into the game itself. And he was, he said he was close to taking a job in the front office with the team, and then Cashman called him and said, "Hey, you want to interview for the job?" A good pitch, that.
There's that changeup. As we said, don't sleep on it. No runs, one hit, and one man left. Eflin pitches a scoreless top of the first, gets his first strikeout. This one of D.D. Gregorius. On to the bottom of the first in a scoreless game. Things off. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet provider according to speedtest.net. Well, not much has changed 1 through 4, but then the change occurs with number 5, Aaron Altair. Aaron getting a chance to play against a right-hander because the right-hander has given up more hits to right-handed batters, not only here in the big leagues but also in the minor leagues. Luis Cessa, former Mets prospect, wearing that common baseball number 85 for the Yankees.
Normally reserved for a 19-year-old in spring training, non-roster invitee.
It is funny how high their numbers are.
Half of them are retired.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, they have any single-digit numbers that aren't retired? One.
No, they're all retired. Yeah. Yeah, there's a combination of one has more than one.
Yeah, number 8, right? Yogi and Bill Dickey, I think.
Correct. 9 is Mantle. They don't,
No,
it's
9.
I'm not Mantle. Maris.
7 is
and
Mantle.
And not Nettles, but just Maris. 6 is Torrey. Right?
Yeah, 5 DiMaggio, 4 Garrick, 3 Ruth, 2 Jeter, 1
Billy Martin. There's a bunt by Cesar, and that's a beauty. That's a base hit. I was actually surprised to see them shift this way with Cesar, and partly because that's his 6th bunt hit of the year.
I mean, you know, look, he doesn't have, I mean, he's got some power, but not a lot. But, you know, look where the third baseman is, way back here. I mean, that's your leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
You're just saying, okay, if you want to bunt, we'll let you get on base. If you don't bunt it right back to the pitcher. I understand shifting and all that. I'm getting a little more used to it. But, man, to your leadoff hitter who's a spray hitter.
Now Rhys Hoskins, who takes low. Rhys is 0 for 8 with 4 strikeouts in this series.
I got to talk to Rhys about Severino. I think everyone down there was in agreement. That was the best stuff they've seen this year.
I told Aaron Boone that today. I said he is the best pitcher we've seen this year. And he said he's got a chance to be really special. I mean, he's such a young kid.
Yeah, Aaron was telling me though he talks to all the veteran pitchers. Yes. He said he wants to be the best. He said he wants to be Pedro Martinez, which not a bad one to want to be.
He finished his fastball average last night. Finished at 98.4.
Yeah, but he only pitched 7 innings.
Right.
Pretty freakish, I guess, huh?
He was last night. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Rhys. Breaking ball, and it's 1-2. Aaron Boone said the other day that Sessa would probably be between 70 and 80 pitches tonight. He is pitching today because they have an off day tomorrow, and they felt that it would be for their long-term good to have CC Sabathia get a couple of extra days. He was supposed to pitch today. 2-2 to Rhys.
Well, let's try to make it so he doesn't get to that 75 to 80 pitch limit.
There's Sabathia. Yeah, get him out sooner. That one's pulled into left field, a base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Phillies. And that puts runners on first and second. Time for our Nissan upgrade. Upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. We sort of alluded to this last night from a starter standpoint. But overall, the Yankees' ERA for the month of June is 2.31. It's the lowest in Major League Baseball.
Almost a half a run better than the next. But the Giants were second, right? Golly. It ain't like June just started.
We are at the end.
Phew. Well, let's try to get it up a little higher.
Breaking ball 0-1 to Odubel. Two. See the numbers with runners in scoring position. They're down, but don't forget, before this series, Odubel was on a pretty good hot stretch. Phillies didn't have a whole lot of opportunities with runners in scoring position last night. 1 for 8 in game 1. Odubel flares it to left. Gardner will come in and make the catch. And 1 out. Here in the first inning, Santana coming up. Odubel barely left the left side of the batter's box. I mean, there was nowhere for him to go, but it would have been nice if he had run up toward the first base bag in case it dropped, and then he could have easily been on first. But it's a frustrating time for him right now. He's 0 for 8 in the series.
Yeah. And I guess it's become an accepted part of the game, whether we like it or not. And look, we have guys that do it, but we're not the only team.
No, you're right. 1-0 to Carlos Santana. Santana 0 for 5, but 3 walks in this series. He now has walked 58 times, which is 3rd most in the National League. A ball and 1 strike. bad breaking ball. That slider from Sessa. It starts out of the zone, but it gets back in plenty of time. You kind of give up on it.
Yeah, it's a bigger break for a slider. It's not like, you know, Zach's slider's real tight. This is a little more like a slurvy type. I got a feeling that slurvy slider's coming back.
Really threw a changeup. 3-2. Aaron Altair is on deck. PJ Wheelahans presents our pitch cast.
Not even close.
No, sir. Outside again, ball 4. He walks again. 59 walks. Carlos Santana. And that'll bring Aaron Altair up. Aaron was out early today taking extra batting practice. He was not alone. He was out with Jorge Alfaro, working with John Maley, Phillies hitting coach. Aaron is overdue.
Looked like what he was trying to do with Alfaro was trying to get him longer through his swing. You know, sometimes Jorge gets his swing is fast, but it's short. And I think he's trying to get him to just really get that back hip rotate a little more.
Yeah, they're going through the paces there. They're not just taking extra hitting. They're working on.
And I watched
carrying over some technique.
The regular BP, and you saw Jorge after contact. You know, his bat was staying long and high through the swing, and you know, we keep saying it about Jorge. You know, he doesn't have to swing hard to hit it a long way. And I think that's what the whole point was today with.
0-2 to Altair.
And all that stuff's great to work on, but still the bottom line is you got to get a strike. And recognize what the pitch is.
That time he recognized it out of his hand. 1-2. Strike 3 call. The slider threw it on the front door. 2 outs. Yeah, the first strikeout for Sessa.
Pretty hittable pitch. I mean, that's, you know, especially, you know, with runner on third, less than 2 outs, you're looking for something elevated that you can hit in the air, and that pitch was screaming to hit me in the air hard. That takes 2-out hit. You got to get a 2-out hit.
Yeah, Kingre's hit in 7 consecutive games. He's 3 for 8 this series. Had 2 hits yesterday. And he takes a slider, and it's 0-1. Phillies again have a chance to cut into the lead in the East. Atlanta lost again to the Reds today. Their bullpen is sort of unraveling. Washington is off there here in Philly. As Kingery fouls a 96-mile-an-hour fastball off, it's 0-2.
The Nationals are already here?
Yeah, they had a day game yesterday in Tampa, and they have an off day here today.
I hope they're gorging themselves on Philly cheesesteaks.
Tire themselves out on some of the great golf courses.
That would be nice too. Yeah.
Bases loaded here in the bottom of the first. 2 men down. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes to Scott Kingery. Fouls it away.
Now, if he's only throwing 75 pitches, they might need bullpen help in the fourth if it keeps going like this, huh?
That is the truth. And a foul tip. Kingery strikes out. That was a bigger curve. 2 strikeouts. Phillies leave him loaded. We'll go to the second in a scoreless game. Then Fridays at 7:05. Don't forget Saturday is a 6:05 first pitch. It's the Xfinity Fireworks Show. It's the second of 2. Tickets can be purchased right now by going to Phillies.com. Got some nice weather rolling in. Here's Torres. Torres 3 for 8 in this series. Takes a strike, 0-2. (14 home runs, 38 runs batted in). Ball is lifted in the air to shallow right field. Aaron Altair makes an easy play. So 1 out. Time for our Geico quote of the day. Gabe talking about the defense last night. I don't see Scott and Cesar as playing anything but loose behind all of our pitchers. In fact, I think we've seen that consistently with Scott, and Cesar has been a solid defender all season long. One moment does not make a man. Talking about the play in the 3rd inning that led to 3 unearned runs last night against Jake Arrieta. I thought Jake was great after the ballgame. He said, listen, you know, they didn't allow the 9 hits. He goes, I allowed 9 hits in that ball game. And, you know.
And he's right. Yeah, that
you got to make the play.
if they make that play, then it's who knows what happens in the game. But look, here's the thing. The bottom line is, for all intents and purposes, once Aaron Hicks hit the home run, the way Severino's pitching,
that may have been all they needed anyway.
But 1-0's a lot different than 4 or 5-0 with any pitcher.
And there's no question that the Phillies, as they move forward here this year, they certainly have to tighten their defense. We've talked about that all the time.
Without question, there's wild pitches, there's pass balls, there's that play last night, a double play ball that should have been turned, it wasn't. Every team goes through it, but this is. The Phillies have been pretty inconsistent defensively all season, and still it goes back to show you how good their starting pitching has been.
0-1 to Neil Walker. Yeah, Rhys talked about that today when he was on WIP. He talked about how good the starting pitching has been this year. Now, we talked about it last night that it hasn't been as good in June, but it's not everybody. It's not everybody throughout the month. Eflin obviously has been good. Eflin's won 4 straight, 4-0 with an ERA of 2.28. Nick Pivetta has been good at times. He scuffled at times here in June, but he's been good. Velasquez has been better. Nola's been outstanding. No balls, 1 strike to Walker. And a breaking ball in there, 0-2. Aaron will start tomorrow for the Phils. He'll be matched up against Tanner Roark.
I still got a feeling Max Scherzer's going to be pitching Sunday.
So they put Gio on Saturday, you think?
I don't know how the rest is going to play out, but
swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Eflin. Well, the interleague records, the Phillies lifetime 163 and 211. The Yankees 233 and 160. The Yankees now lead the head-to-head series by 1 game.
Be tied up after tonight, though.
That's right. Kyle Higashioka will be the hitter. Just added to the roster before this series began. Carlos has got his old glove back again.
I wonder what
maybe he needed some work done on it.
A little tighten up.
Yeah. Ball, and it's 0-1.
Now it's getting feisty.
Yeah.
The Let's Go Yankees chant breaks out, and the Philly faithful with the booze. I guess that would be a pretty good weapon, huh?
Yeah.
I think just talking to Aaron Boone today, he said he marvels at the size of some of these guys they have.
Just a bit outside, 2-1. Pitcher spot is due up next. Ball 4. It puts runners on first and second. Pitcher spot, though, is next, as Sessa will come up. Highest average attendance for road games. The Yankees, 33,816. Yeah, the Phillies do travel well. 87,000 the first 2 games of this series. This is going to be near capacity again tonight.
How do you think it'll be tomorrow with the Nats in town?
Crowds are supposed to be pretty good this weekend, too. You got the 2 fireworks shows. And there are tickets still available for all 4 games, but it's going to be nice crowds. Phillies win tonight, and they go into that weekend series. And again, you have to win tonight. They go into that weekend series 2.5 games back.
The other day, a foul ball went by Phil Nevins. He kind of let it go, and I told him today. I said, you didn't want no part of that. And he goes, I don't even try for him. He said, it's a no-win situation. If I catch it, I should have caught it. If I miss it, I'm a bum. And he just tried for that one and didn't come up with it.
Swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout for Eflin. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd. Yankees nothing, Phillies nothing.
One at the game, I'm throwing the pitch out of beer.
All right, there you have it.
You know, if you know that happens, we can just cut this out of the interview, right? It's not live or anything.
Well, truth be told, Miles, we did not cut that out of the interview. That lived, and Miles Teller is here with us again here in Philadelphia. First of all, welcome back home.
Thanks, man. It feels good. It feels good. Trying to get some crab fries. I'm just putting Old Bay on everything. I'm drinking a lager. Yeah, it's awesome, man. I love coming back to the Northeast.
All right, so the clip we just showed. So what you're hoping for tonight is a Phil's 9-0 win, right? That would be ideal.
I mean, I think what I said in the clip, and it's open to interpretation. You know, as all comments. So I thought I said I would get drunk with everybody in the stands. So You know.
That might be good enough.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get drunk with how many people in the stadium? How many
We're 40 plus.
I have no problem getting drunk with 40,000 Philly fans.
All right, so there you have it. There's your new clip. You know what? You get a chance to throw out the first pitch here at Citizens Bank Park. I know, you get a chance to do a lot of cool things, but that had to be pretty special.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Honestly, I think from the time I kind of got into show business, I figured that I was hoping that would happen at some point, and it did. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I just, growing up such a huge Phillies fan, and getting to know some of the players and coming on the field and throwing a first pitch, and I was pretty nervous. Thank God, did not bounce it, and inside corner with a little key, a little movement. I think the guy with the radar gun said it was like 87 miles per hour.
87, 47, something around there.
87, 47, somewhere there, but with cut, with movement, which is important.
Absolutely, you got to have that late movement with 47 for sure. You got a chance to talk with Jake Arrieta. In fact, he challenged you to throw a strike today.
Yeah, dude. He said, whatever, we'll make a bet. I'm not going to say it on, on live television, Murph. Basically, it's basically like, yeah, man, trust me, I've learned. Look at my career. I've made some mistakes for sure, but he said, yeah, I just, bet you don't throw a ball. And I said, check the replay. That was inside corner.
I think you have him. I think it was a strike. You're wearing your 93 T-shirt, which when we were in LA. Well, yeah, that's 95. So you're.
My man Greg Jeffries, the dude, and Dalton, man. Dalton's just my guy. I wore number 10 for everything. I think even when I do even when I'm acting on a movie, I just put number 10 next to it. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, he was my guy. I think he was, incredibly, him and, Krucky, a lot of these guys, man, just, I don't know, for me, that 93 team was kind of my, those are my guys.
A ground ball to shortstop right here for Franco. You got a chance to meet John Kruk on the field today, so that had to go well, right?
Yeah, that was awesome, man. I know, I missed the flow. But yeah, it's Kruk, dude. It's, awesome chat with him and very cool. But yeah, I want the mullet. Want a little beard action.
All right, John, you're challenged by next homestand. The mullet and the beard need to be back.
Score 10 runs, John. You grow your mullet back, and I will get drunk with 40,000 people.
Got it.
He said yes. He said you got it. All right. Well, Miles, always good to see you. I'm going to let you enjoy the ball game with your family here.
I feel like I'm working, man. I was throwing out a pitch. I was doing all these interviews before. I'm sweating. It's just been a kind of nerve-wracking day, so I'm looking forward to this. We're going to win tonight. 9-0.
9-0. Sit back and relax. You heard it here first. Guys, back upstairs.
All right, Murph. Thank you very much. There's a strike, 1-1. I would think that if he's going to get drunk with 40,000, it probably would cost him more, because he would probably, pick up a bar tab here or there, right? He just buys one for everybody of age.
That'd be what, about 25,000?
We'd get him a discount.
What? $12 to 10? What?
It's a pretty extensive bill, I guess. You gonna grow the mullet back?
Nah, I doubt it. I don't know if I can.
Really? Might take you some time, but you can do it.
As you get older, things just start itching and stuff, and the longer the hair, the more the itch. I don't need that itch.
No, you don't. We don't need you to need that itch.
No, I got enough issues going on. I was listening. I wasn't paying attention. What did Franco do?
Franco grounded out to second. 4-3 on the putout. One ball, two strikes to Alfaro. And 2-2. Alfaro 1 for 4 in this series so far. His average at 242. Back toward the middle, and this one will find center field. And here's Zach Eflin. That's a good piece of hitting.
Yeah. take it.
Nowadays, John, when you see a ball back toward the middle, it's not assured that it's going to be a base hit.
No, with the shifts
on the
and
ground.
everything, there's no guarantees of anything anymore. But this might be a situation right here where maybe we can get a little sneak attack. 'Cause I'm sure the Yankees are probably thinking, all right, one out, runner on first. He pitcher's up. He's probably going to bunt. We know Gabe has let his pitchers swing away, and he's going to bunt.
Eflin does bunt right in front of the plate. Only play is to first, so the sacrifice successful. 2-4 on the putout, and that'll bring Cesar up to the plate. On the next Cruckcast, John and Murph talk about the state of youth sports in America. What works, what doesn't, and what one change would make it better. Download the latest Cruckcast wherever you get your podcasts. You got one change that'll make it better? One specific one, or
to make youth sports better?
Yeah.
Yeah, limit the amount of travel tournaments they're allowed to play in. But play multiple sports.
Well, yeah, but you're not only talking about baseball.
No, all sports.
All sports, yeah. The only one that there probably isn't travel, because I don't know how there can be. Maybe there is, and I don't know it, but is football.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing with football. The kids play during their football season, and then that's it.
Yes.
Yeah, when did baseball become a year-round sport? When did volleyball, softball, basketball, when did they become year-round sports?
Particularly in the Northeast for baseball and softball.
Like, you see these kids, 10, 11, 12 years old, and they're traveling across the country to play in a tournament. Like you can't find people around you to play?
It is true. It is true.
And there's a lot of adults that are making a lot of money on these things.
Phillies with a runner in scoring position. See the numbers in this series.
I'm done with that now. Come on, Cesar.
All that you can hear on John's Cruckcast with Murph. Hey, listen, as a parent, I was guilty of it also with travel baseball.
Well, at some point you have no choice. If you want your kid to go to college, colleges aren't going to come to a high school game to see one kid.
Ball 4.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes total sense.
Because they have limited recruiting dollars, limited amount of times they can go recruit a kid, right? So why wouldn't you go to a big travel ball tournament where you might see 20 kids, as opposed to going to a high school game where you might see 1, maybe 2?
Right.
But my worry is that high school sports are going to become non-existent anymore.
Well, let's hope they continue to have the importance, because there's a lot of good coaches out there coaching high school. Hoskins singled his first time up. Let's see if he can do it again.
3-run homer cure a lot of things. My state of mind right now with this travel ball stuff. Or a base hit. Talking to Rhys about the whole pine tar thing last night. He said it is a rule.
It is a rule, yep.
And,
it is Rule 5.04 with a subsection B2, where.
But Rhys Hoskins said, has it ever been enforced? And whatever. So I told him, I said, next time, step out, take a practice swing, and fling your bat halfway up the netting. And then say, okay, now I might need some help.
Well, and it is up to the discretion, according to the league, up to the discretion of the umpire, even though there is a rule. Outside, 1-1. But Mark Ripperger, the third base umpire tonight, made it a point to enforce the rule. And John, I think that's what I think we were all in agreement of, is that we haven't seen it enforced this year.
Yeah. Like, how do you pick and choose?
Popped up foul and out of play, and it's 1-2.
That was a locked-in. Rhys Hoskins punishes that ball. Now 2 strikes. Battle. Think the other way.
Goes the other way. Fly ball to right center field. Stanton going back to the scoreboard. He jumps. It's gone! A 3-run opposite field home run. Phillies are a third of the way to the 9 runs Miles Teller wants. It's now a 3-0 ball game. Well, there you go, Johnny. Going the other way and carried out of the ballpark.
Yeah, you got to protect and stay on pitches, and Sessa hasn't been a guy that's established being able to come inside, so you got to eliminate it. And I tell you what, after watching the ball Stanton hit not go out, I thought, man, he just missed that one. But
I thought the same thing.
yeah, I mean, it just a little shift in the wind maybe, but exactly what this team needed after not scoring last inning with the bases loaded, 1 out.
376 feet. 11 of the 12 home runs for Hoskins this year have given the Phillies the lead. 0-2 to Odubel.
I think Odubel needs that same mindset. Hit the ball the other way. He's been getting pull happy lately.
Tapper foul. Inside, 2-2. Broke his back, ground ball to second base. And Odubel's retired. Side is retired, but the Phils get a 3-run home run from Rhys Hoskins the opposite way. It's his 12th home run of the year. 46 runs batted in. And the Phils take a 3-0 lead into the third. on the Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. John, the question is, which two pitchers are tied for the most games started in Yankees history? The answer will be revealed a little later on. Two pitchers from two very different eras. Two successful eras.
I think I know one.
You do know one. Here's Brett Gardner to lead off the third. At a fastball, 0-1.
And it was what now? Who?
Most games.
Most games pitched for the Yankees.
Gardner last time up grounded out to his shortstop. Ball back toward the middle that Kingery tracked down. Most starts, I should say. I'm sorry.
Oh, most starts. Okay.
Thank you, Carl. See, Carl's hanging on my every word. 1-2.
I was too until you got to about the fourth word, then I dozed off. All right, so most starts.
Yeah, most starts.
I got one.
Yep.
Was he a lefty?
He was. Over to the first base side. Santana with his old glove on. Sweeps over to first. Enhance your next game day experience with the MLB Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets. Enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. I think he's trying to find balls on his app. It's over in left field. Swing and a miss. Opposite way. And Aaron Altero will make the catch on the liner.
So a lefty.
Somebody's beating up the bat rack. Is that Gardner, you think?
Possibly.
Yes, it is. Aaron Hicks singled his first time to the plate. One ball, no strikes to Hicks. Aaron Hicks homered in last night's ball game. Phillies were introduced to him in March of 2013 when he was with the Minnesota Twins. It was a spring training game. It was the first week of spring training. And he hit 3 home runs against them in Clearwater. I know we left that game thinking, man, they got themselves a good center fielder. 1-2, a slider. Never really panned out with Minnesota. He's been okay with the Yankees, though.
He's been real good. And, you know, versatile. You lead off one game and the next game you hit third. I'd say that's versatility with the offense.
Swing and a miss. Boy, Eflin's got a really good slider here tonight. He has 4 strikeouts. He just set the Yankees down in order in the top of the third. We'll head to the bottom of the third inning. The Phillies on top 3-0. Yankees, presented by Delaware Valley Audi. This is Maikel Franco back in 2015 in June. I mean, he had himself a heck of a 2 games. He picked up 10 RBIs. Michael Pineda's looking around thinking, where are all these baseballs going? He also made an unbelievable play at third base. This one he pulls out to left field for a home run. He also had a big night against CC Sabathia in game number 2. This goes the opposite way, John, and then just drops right into the seats. This one off the glove of Headley at third. Revere scores. That was against Dylan Betances. It was a 2-run single. And again, as we mentioned, he also made a very good play in that game right there over at third base. It helped the Phils take 2 of 3 from the Yankees.
Yeah, we need a lot more of that from Maikel. Now that Crawford's out, he's going to get the bulk of the playing time at third base, and need that bat to heat up, because it is a power bat when it's rolling.
Well, visit Delaware Valley Audi dealer today and get behind the wheel of the Audi model you've always wanted. Yeah, and I think that's, you know, on the big stage. I mean, Maikel also has a home run in the series against Aroldis Chapman. I mean, on the big stage, which Yankee Stadium is, when he performed that way and did what he was able to do at that moment. I mean, it wasn't a great year for the Phillies, but at that moment, you know, that was a big time series. Ryan Sandberg walked away thinking, this guy's got 24 RBIs in his first month. This guy's going to be a star.
Yeah, and then just hasn't, you know, really lived up to that original couple weeks, first few weeks in the big leagues. But yeah, that's the thing. You know, we keep talking about, you know, his struggles, and we need a third baseman, and we need this. You know, you hear the media say we need this or that. You know, but he's what, 24?
25.
He's 25 years old. That's still young. And, you know, I think you got to do everything you can to, you know, like, I mean, seriously, for the rest of this year, say either he can or he can't.
Yeah, the problem is it'll be 2 years in a row, though. But they are working to try to get it, you know, get his hands in a different spot, get his foot in a different spot.
How many guys you've seen come up at 22, 23, struggle, and then at, you know, 25, 26, they figure it out.
Right. He's a very likable guy, too. I mean, everybody in the clubhouse loves him. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Carlos Santana. And he fouls it away. Heck, we like him a lot. I mean, he's fun to be around. Talk about bringing some energy. He does do that. But I think he realizes it, too. He knows, you know, that he needs to do a better job. 2-2. It's a hard game.
Yeah, no kidding.
Gabe laid out in Washington this weekend.
I mean, I went through a year and a half, my last year and a half in San Diego, just god awful.
Opposite way for Santana. Gardner's going back to the wall, and he caught it. Oh man! As he rammed into the wall, he puts it away for the first out here in the 3rd inning. Well, it was a really good play by Brett Gardner.
Absolutely, whether you like him or not. We love him. I love him, but that is a heck of a play. You knew he's. Yeah, that's one of those, you know, you're gonna take a big crash right there. You know it's coming, but you know your objective is I got to get the ball, and that's our GMC precision play of the game. And you know, it's been his whole career. Give it up for the team. Great play. We don't like him for that, but great play by Gardner.
Think he knocked the wind out of him?
Yeah, that just, yeah. I mean, it could have been shaken up a little. I mean, look, you know, could have, you know, you hate to say ring your bell, but get up.
That one's the opposite way for Altair. Stanton going back, and he makes the grab. What is going on? Back-to-back excellent plays by the Yankee corner outfielders.
That's the thing with Stanton. I mean, you look at his size, and everyone wants to talk about exit velocity and how far he can hit a ball. He's a pretty darn good defender. I mean, he's a hell of an athlete. And he just showed it there, as did Gardner in left field. And Aaron Hicks is probably their best outfielder. So you can try him now.
Just keep it away from them. Kingery takes outside. It's 1-0.
Or hit it where Rhys did. You don't have to worry about it.
Popped up, foul. And off the facing of the upper deck.
I can honestly say I've never seen that.
Off the facing of the upper deck?
From a right-hand hitter, kind of behind him.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it's true.
They usually that's either straight back or off to our right.
Yeah, not our left.
Not our left from a right-handed hitter. It's a quirky day.
Back toward the middle, and Kingery's got a base hit. And here comes Michael. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Chevrolet dealers. Sun's out. Let's hope it stays out. In the dirt. Oh man, that one goes into the Yankee dugout. So Kingery will get to second on the wild pitch.
Right there,
action.
Right there, that changes your whole approach if you're Franco, right? 2 outs, runner on first. You're looking to try to drive something and gap somewhere. Now you're still trying to get something you can drive, and that tough pitch right there for the catcher to try to block. But now you're still looking for something to drive, but now it's just hit it hard somewhere. Get it in the outfield.
In the dirt again, 2-0. Larry Rothschild coming out to talk to Sessa, who is at 71 pitches, so he's almost he's almost done.
So sitting there and they talked to Aaron Boone, and we were talking about his coaches and how he loves Larry Rothschild. He said, look, we've butted heads with different things, decisions and whatever, but he said at the end of the day, he's great. I love him, and we get along great. We work together. And he said, he reminds me of you. And I said, how's that? He said he's like you and Bull and Larry Rothschild are all the same person.
So he likes good stretchy shorts.
Happily grumpy.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. He said you seem grumpy all the time. So then I go out, because Murph said the other day that Cesar asked him about, how come I always look like I'm mad?
Yeah.
So I went down and talked to Cesar. And Cesar goes, you grumpy today? You mad today? I said, no, we're all good.
2-0 pitch in there, 2-1. Well, every time we see Bull, he seems pretty happy out there.
Yeah. But Aaron's called me that for years, Baby Bull. He said, you act just like him.
Happily grumpy.
Happily grumpy.
Little dribbler out in front of the plate. And Sessa throws out Franco. 1-3 on the putout. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left, and 2 really good catches by the Yankee outfielders. First it was Brett Gardner. That was against Carlos Santana. Then Giancarlo Stanton against Aaron Altair. Because no matter where you serve or when you serve, we stand ready to serve all military families. Well, Joe DiMaggio is the guy we talk about today. Inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1955. He missed the 43, 44, and 45 seasons because he served in the military. 9-time World Series champion, 3-time American League MVP. Top of the 4th inning. Didi Gregorius leads it off against Zach Eflin. And Eflin delivers a strike. It's 0-1. There is the ball. I think he's more than happily grumpy.
I think we both are after all the stretchy pants.
That's right. Back toward the middle. Kingery can't get it. Gregorius is aboard. A leadoff single here in the 4th. Will Gregorius try to steal? Well, he has stolen 9 bases so far this year. Alfaro, though, Murph, has been the weapon the Phillies have really leaned on when teams try to steal against him.
I'll tell you what, the weapon is a terrific way to describe Jorge Alfaro because he has become a weapon behind the plate with guys on the base. So if you take a look at just the pure numbers and the pop time, which is how they measure the speed of a catcher getting to his feet and throwing down to second base, he is obviously one of the best in baseball. He's ranked 3rd. Gary Sanchez, who's not playing in this series because he's hurt, also on that list. But it's more than just having a great arm. I had a conversation with Bob Stumpo, who's one of the Phillies catching coaches, and I said, what makes Alfaro so special? He said, well, obviously he was born blessed with this great arm. He said, but he works on his technique and he uses his legs so well. He said, first and foremost, he works with the pitch when the pitch is coming in, and he's able to use his footwork and sequence the right way so that he gets up quickly and able to throw the baseball and throw through the baseball. And he says that the way he uses those powerful legs of his is what it keeps the baseball on plane. It makes it a nice strong throw. It stays level and it gets there so quickly. So for all those reasons, Jorge Alfaro, one of the best arms in baseball, and we watched that all season long.
Yeah, pop time there among the leaders. Velocity from home to second base is the leader in all of baseball. Dusty Wathan, has talked about the technique just as Bob Stumpo has for Jorge Alfaro. He's also talked about the fact that pitchers have tightened things up a little bit by keeping an eye on the runner over at first base. And he said it's not only here, he said it's in the minor leagues too. He said guys have really bought into what Raul Chavez, who's the pitching coordinator, and the coaches, Dave Lundquist at Lehigh Valley, Dusty when he was the manager at Lehigh Valley, what they bought into as far as being quicker to the plate, changing their times to the plate, and then throwing over to first base. So Gregorius was frozen for a moment there, but is able to get back. But I love watching Jorge throw when a guy tries to steal.
Without question. You know, when you have Gabe Kapler who played with Pudge Rodriguez and he's comparing him to Pudge, that's not a high praise you can get for a catcher.
Torres strikes out, 5 strikeouts for Eflin.
Well, down, 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 and let's elevate the fastball and see if we can't get a chase, and that's what he got with Torres right there. And it's been the MO with Zach pretty much this whole month of June. Is get ahead, down, finish up. That's better, Phil.
He could have fielded that one, though.
He's a smart man.
He could hit a little bit.
Oh, boy. Wasn't he the first pick in the draft out of
Cal State Fullerton?
Cal State Fullerton, yeah. I remember we were in the vet. That's the Olympic team.
I was there.
And he was down there, down the dugout. We went over and talked to him. Some of us went over and talked to him. And
the same team Jeffrey Hammond was on.
Yeah.
Out of Stanford.
There's some pitchers there. Ben Sheets.
Ben Sheets.
Ben Sheets, I think, was on that team. In 92, maybe?
I think it was 92. Out to left center field. Playable for Odubel. Yeah, there are 2 outs. Backpedaling. Is Gregorius back to the bag. Boardwalk treats. That's attached to Bull's barbecue. Bull's is right down the middle there. And then the Boardwalk treats, which we've talked about, the burgers, the shakes, the root beer floats. They're all out there. Neil Walker struck out his first time to the plate.
Got Neil on the breaking ball. See if he tries to get ahead with something and finishing with him.
Change up. 0-1. .96 by Eflin.
You've got a feeling now that breaking ball's coming. Pretty good swing on that fastball by Walker.
Higashioka is in the on-deck circle. Tried it. A little too much sweep to it. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And you got to go back to it. You got a pretty good feel for that pitch so far today.
And it It's pulled, caught by Carlos Santana out of the air. And the inning is over. Great reactions to the glove side. Carlos watched it all the way. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth inning. The Phillies up 3-0. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And buy WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason fast free delivery? Nobody does it better. I'm not sure what kind of dance that dude was doing there. Should have been doing the floss. He's on TV, right? Doing something with his arms. We'll have to talk to him about that.
That'll be our next conversation with him.
Hey, how about that view from Center City, Johnny? Whew. That is beautiful.
Where's that camera at?
It's the Comcast building down in Center City. It's got a pretty good lens on it, doesn't it?
Oh, good.
Listen, if you're going to own a TV company, you have to have a good lens.
You would think. At least one.
Yeah.
That is pretty.
It's cool. Giovanni Gallegos will be the new pitcher for the Yankees. He was added before this series. This will be his second game in the big leagues this year. 2 innings pitched his first time. He takes over for Sessa, who goes 3, allows 5 hits and 3 runs, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. And Alfaro leads it off. He singled and scored. He was part of that 3-run home run by Rhys. Bounced foul past Dusty. Ooh. Ben would have missed it, and I would have picked it.
I might have attempted that one.
You think so?
Well, I didn't realize that rail was so low. I just thought there was always small people sitting down there.
You want to go back and try it again?
No, I'm good.
Where do you want to go next year?
You know, I have no idea, Tom. See, we were in right center.
How about right behind the dugout?
Would Major League Baseball allow that?
Yes, they will. They love seeing us out in the crowd.
Bet they do.
You won't even have to wear your gladiator outfit. There's netting there. Alfaro fouls it off to the
Tell
right.
you what, though, you put that hat on that kid that came out there, man. He was wearing that thing proudly, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Somebody took the armor. They wanted the armor, and somebody else took the shield.
They did?
Yes.
Poor Fanatic did get refunded for that, huh?
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to put it in the John Kruk archive.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Along with your first Major League hit.
They might have to change the rules.
Swing and a miss and a high fastball. And one out here in the 4th inning. And here's Zach Eflin.
You'd be surprised what little I have in my house.
I'm sure.
And
you have your 93 ring, right?
Somewhere.
Okay.
Not sure where. But I got like shelves in this office, and I got one shelf dedicated to Darren, one to Harry, one to Voog, one to Tony Gwynn, Fregosi.
So the people are what's important,
Yes.
not the artifacts.
No.
I could see that. We have a very cool display when you come into the press box of some of the artifacts from Phillies past years, broadcasting, and also in the press box. Harry's shoes, white shoes. We used to wear these headphones. They weren't even headphones. They were microphones that would curl around your ear.
I hated those.
You were here when we wore those, right?
Yeah.
They would pinch so much, but we have Wheels and Harry's microphones. One of Wheels' scorebooks.
Scott Franske, Larry Anderson bobblehead.
Yes. With Larry's ugly shirt. He's got a lot of those.
He's colorful.
Yes, he's not as colorful as he was, but yes, he is. Swing and a miss. Eflin strikes out. So there are 2 outs here in the 4th inning. And we head back to the top of the order. Celebrate July 4th with the Phillies when the Orioles come to town for interleague play. That's a 4:05 first pitch. Salute to veterans presented by Toyota. Arrive early for a special pregame ceremony honoring our nation's vets. Visit Phillies.com to order your tickets right now. Phillies will have fireworks this Friday and Saturday in honor of the 4th. You get a little baseball and then go to your favorite fireworks show on the 4th. Jose a little smoother over there in the first base coach's box. That was a pretty close pitch right there, wasn't it?
That's a man with 50-something walks already.
That's right.
Got that one.
Pitch cast presented by PJ Wheelahands, and a lot of times that's called a strike. And strike 3 called. So Gallegos strikes out the side here in the 4th inning. Phillies go down in order. Look at that cutie pie. We'll go to the 5th. She's ready for the 4th, and she doesn't even realize it. chair. With just one click, you'll have your chair assembled and delivered right to your desk. That's free of charge. Visit WBMason.com to order yours today while supplies last. Nobody does it better than who? But WB Mason. First pitch swinging. And that's back to the Hall of Fame club. Ooh. That didn't last in the Hall of Fame club that long. Top of the fifth, Phillies lead at 3-0 thanks to a 3-run home run by Rhys Hoskins. 0-2. Higashioka walked his first time up. Awfully close, just a bit outside, 1-2. Fly ball left field. Rhys Hoskins is out there and waits. Now and then a team comes together and wins not only a championship, but our hearts as well. 10 years ago, Charlie Manuel and the 08 Phillies turned the city on its ear. Don't miss World Champions. The story of the 08 Phillies, Sunday, July 15th at 8 p.m. right here on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Sounds like another of the that great Phillies team. In fact, he was a huge part of it and a huge part of the run the Phillies began. Jason Worth is going to call it quits. He's with the Seattle Mariners AAA team. There's a tapper back over the mound. Cesar has it. And throws out Gallegos. There are 2 outs. You know, I know that Jason went on to sign a huge deal with the Nationals and was booed pretty heavily each time he came to the plate here while a member of the Nationals, which is the competitive spirit of the city. But you cannot deny how great a Philly he was that year. I mean, he was awesome.
He was platooning right with Jeff Jenkins
to start.
I think,
Yep,
to start, and
yep.
he just won the job and took off with it. And you know, he cashed it in. I mean, what do you want? How do you fault him for that?
No, I agree with that. In 09, he was an all-star with the Phils, had 36 home runs, 99 runs batted in. 2010, he had 46 doubles. And at the age of 32, he ventured down to Washington to play for the Nationals, where he was there for 7 years. But really no denying his impact on that Phillies, the Phillies teams. Even in 07, he had 94 games. Texted with him today, just congratulating him on an outstanding career. I hope he's here when we celebrate the 08 team.
I don't see why he wouldn't be. And you hope the fans receive him like he should be received, and that's as a person who helped bring a key part of a team that brought a world championship to the city.
I always remember the shot after the Phillies won the pennant in 09 to go to the World Series. He and Chase Utley went out. They led the charge going out to Harry's, the commemorative sign the Phillies had out in left field for Harry. And that was one of the first things they did after celebrating. They went right out. 3-2 fouled away. There's also that great shot of the two of them walking in from the outfield, looking like two cowboys with their cigars in their mouth. Three balls and two strikes to Brett Gardner. Ball 4. So Gardner walks. That's the second walk by Eflin. Well, this is one of the best days for Jason Worth. This is May of 2008. This is a 3-home run game. I mean, think about the 2 that he went the opposite way with. And then this one, that was a hanger. Jesse Lish had no chance. 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. That was before the beard.
And the hair.
Yeah, it was a relatively conservative look that he had going.
Well, you know, congratulations to Jason on a great career. You know, the hardest thing for a player is to understand when it's time. And, you know, all you hope for is that he's at peace with this decision. No regrets.
He was hitting .206 with Tacoma, Seattle's AAA team. 4 home runs. Two to Stanton. He might have got away with one there.
Yeah, Allen didn't have that good bite on it that he's had pretty much with that slider the whole evening. Oh boy, yeah, that would just spun. Yeah. Sometimes you get away with them. Now you got to make Stanton pay for that. Like to see him get that thing down and away, though, this slider right here.
One ball and 2 strikes. And a fastball, strike 3 called. Right down the chute, perfectly placed. 6 strikeouts for Zach Eflin. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. We're on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Hoskins will lead it off. It'll be Hoskins, Herrera, and Santana against Gallegos. Rhys is 2 for 2. Time now for our Citizens Bank Minor League Report. Well, Enyel De Los Santos, Cole Irvin, and Joey Meneses all will represent the Iron Pigs and the Phillies in this year's International League All-Star Game. That's July 11th in Columbus, Ohio. Meneses celebrated with a 2-run single tonight against A.J. Cole. Cole, he didn't have a good rehab assignment tonight, John. He didn't retire anybody. 3 hits, 3 earned runs. I thought the Iron Pigs would have more than 3 since they've had such a good first half. But it's nice to see that Enyel De Los Santos will get a chance. 1-2 to Hoskins. 11 go-ahead home runs, second most by a Phillies player since Ryan Howard had 12 in 06. Yankees have the Red Sox this weekend.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Phillies have the Nationals.
Aaron was telling us, he said, you know, we win and they win.
I asked Aaron today, I said, is there anything that you've experienced that is different than you thought it would be? Yeah, obviously he played for a number of years. And he said, well, I have to admit, I didn't go into it thinking about too much because I had never done it before. He said, so everything's been, you know, sort of an experience, no matter how you cut it. That's 4 strikeouts for Gallegos, 4 in a row.
He was telling me today, he said he was most nervous his first spring training game. He said, of course, then he has to go take out a pitcher, so he's nervous because he didn't know really what to do. So he just pointed to the bullpen. So the umpires were looking at him like, all right, what are we doing here? And he said, are we bringing a reliever? So they bring a reliever, and he come back, and a couple of his coaches said, Aaron, our bullpen's in right field, not left field. So.
Well, you live and you learn. 2 outs. He did say that he's enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah.
He's enjoyed the experience of being back in New York. He said he knew of Brian Cashman, liked him a lot before, and he said, but man, he is so easy to work with.
Well, you know, he also said that he has a group of guys in there, and he mentioned CC, the way he helps the young pitchers, Brett Gardner with preparation and leadership, and with these, you know, the young core players that they have on this team. And he said they've made my job so much easier, knowing that, you know, they handle a lot of things in that locker room.
1 ball and 1 strike.
And it don't hurt that he throws 100.
Well, it doesn't.
7.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt that he has all these young players who are really blossoming right before his eyes, and even Girardi's eyes before.
But he did acknowledge how lucky he is to,
absolutely,
you know, as a first-year manager, to step into this situation. Because how many? I mean, you saw it with Terry Francona. Terry's one, you know, thought of as one of the best managers in baseball right now, but when he was here, he's the worst manager ever.
Line drive to center. That'll be a base hit for Santana. 2-out single. And here's Altair. Yes, there were some coveted jobs.
Yes.
And Cora got 1 in Boston.
Yeah.
Aaron got 1 in New York. And I think this one is too. And I think Gabe realizes that.
Yeah. Well, and you know, you thought Dave Martinez in Washington, although they haven't played great so far this year, you know, they're still in it. Not like they're out of it.
In the dirt, 1-0.
Well, at least we put the ball in play off of Gallegos, huh?
Yeah. He had retired 5 straight, 4 by strikeouts.
Green Lightning? Yes.
I would, yes.
Yes, I think I would too.
I can't see this, this kid throwing anything but a fastball in the spot. He does get a fastball. Let's see if he gets another one.
Carlos will be off.
A high bouncer over to third. And Duhar throws out Altair. No runs, one hit, and one man left. We will move on to the 6th inning here in Philadelphia. The Phillies up by 3. The week will never have a catch as important as the one that finished off Cole Hamels' no-hitter at Wrigley Field in 2015. But no matter what he is doing at the plate, he continues to make plays while patrolling center field for the Phils. He's done it this season again and again, scaling walls and running balls down that most don't. He did it again to complete the series win in Milwaukee. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, the Fanatic had a special guest tonight. It's one of the secondary umpires who then decided to do a little dance with the Fanatic. Just happened to be here. Joe West was watching the whole thing. I think he wanted to be part of it. How could he not want to be part of it? 1 ball and no strikes to Aaron Hicks.
Joe's a singer. I'm sure he could dance.
A liner out to left field. That'll drop in for a hit. Hoskins cuts it off. Hicks will stop at first. That was a nice throw in by Rhys. And Hicks is now 2 for 3. The leadoff batter is aboard for the 2nd time for the Yankees. And now Gregorius, who is 1 for 2. He's reached base safely in 15 straight.
the Yankees cheers coming up again.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be booed down again.
Nothing that a 4-6-3 double play won't cure.
Kingery backpedaling into shallow left center field. And he makes the catch. Ball was a mile high. One out. Torres coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Sean. Well, throughout the month of June, NBC Sports Philadelphia explores fair play, the state of youth sports in America. Before they were major leaguers, they were just young guys like this young guy playing a little baseball.
Look at the size of the glove he has.
I'll ask you, who is this?
I think I got that one,
yeah,
Johnny.
I think I got it too. But we'll pay it off in a minute.
Nice uniform, I got to say. That's a sharp uniform. Got the piping and everything. Torres grounds it out to shortstop. Kingery's got it. Flips to second for one. Over to first. It's a 6-4-3 double play. All right, Murph, who is it?
Well, that was J.P. Crawford.
Yes.
He played for the Compton Urban Youth Academy, now called Compton Youth Academy, the first Major League Baseball academy. J.P. played out of the Compton UYA, was a member of the Los Angeles RBI team that participated in the RBI World Series back then as well. So there you have it.
Youth Sports in America, presented by Geico, this Friday at 10:30. We'll be back with the bottom of the sixth. Honda dealers. Heard of your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Jefferson Health, call 800-JEFF-NOW or visit jeffersonhealth.org. Last of the sixth inning, Kingery. Well, that's a towering shot foul.
That would have had the distance.
Scott tonight is 1 for 2. He's extended his hitting streak to 8 straight.
See, I just got that barrel out just a little too quickly there.
Oh, and 2. Out toward the mounds. 1-3 on the putout. And here's Franco. This guy's done a pretty nice job.
He sure has. A lot of strikeouts, weak contact.
Franco is 0 for 2. off the foot of Franco. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Phillies scored their 3 runs in the second on the 3-run home run by Rhys Hoskins the opposite way. Something like Doug Eddings said, ball outside.
Or down.
That's a pretty good pitch.
He'll take it. Here's where Mike McHale got to get on something right here. More than likely going to get a fastball. Get out in front of it.
3-2. That one's pulled down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Go to the corner. Bronco on his way to second. He'll get there with his 9th double of the year. First extra base hit allowed by Gallegos.
That's getting out in front of one right there. Back up breaking ball. That thing was supposed to be down and away, and instead it was stayed in the center of the plate. That's what you need right there. Just head down, stay on the ball, hit it where it's pitched. That's, you know, it just needs a consistent approach and a consistent swing. I mean, the talent's there.
Oh, yeah. One. No balls and 2 strikes to Alfaro. Outside 1-2. By the way, we mentioned Hoskins has the opposite field home run. This came from Elias. It's now 30 home runs for Rhys in his Phillies career. He's done it in 119 games. It's the fewest games to reach 30 home runs in Phillies history.
Wow.
Reese with 119, Chuck Klein 132, and Ryan Howard with 134. As Alfaro strikes out, here comes Eflin, batting with a runner at second and a 3-0 lead here in the 6th. There it is, John.
Two pretty good ones to pass up, huh?
I would have to say, without knowing it going in, I wouldn't have thought that.
I wouldn't
I would
either.
have thought Ryan would be first, Chuck would be second. Balls in 1 strike to Eflin. Jason Shreve warming up in the bullpen. And Eflin strikes out, and that wraps up the 6th inning. Back-to-back strikeouts. 6 overall for Gallegos. We're through 6. The Phillies hanging on to a 3-0 lead. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda Dealers game summary. The Phillies scored 3 runs in the 2nd on the home run by Rhys Hoskins, his 12th of the year. And Zach Eflin's been the other part of the storyline. He's gone 6 innings so far, and he has struck out 6. He begins the 7th inning by facing Andujar, Walker, and then we'll see what Aaron Boone has to do with the bottom of the order. First pitch slider, and it's 0-1.
Let's hope he doesn't have to make that decision until the next half inning. Quick 1, 2, 3. Get them boys back in there swinging the bats.
It's a comfortable 80 pitches right now for Eflin. Went around. Yes, he did, says Doug Eddings, and it's 1-2.
Slide ball.
One with a fastball. Foul. He did try the slider. That one was a little too far inside, though.
Got to get that one down and away and get a swing through.
Sir Anthony Dominguez is loosening up in the bullpen for the Phillies. Back toward the middle, right at Cesar. Phillies had the infield position perfectly. That brings Deal Walker up. Summer's here, and so are the new Boardwalk Eats Summer Steal. $30 ticket plus your first food or drink is on us at Boardwalk Eats. Awesome burgers, specialty hot dogs, and sausage, and other Boardwalk treats. Select games, which includes the Orioles series, the 3rd and the 4th. Go to Phillies.com/Boardwalk Eats to get your tickets. Here's Sir Anthony. I like the way he's mixed up his first pitch slider slash fastball. It's been different every time.
Yeah, there's no pattern. That's the hardest thing as a hitter when sometimes at this stage in the game, you've seen him a couple times. You can figure out a pattern, and right now with Eflin, this whole game there hasn't been really a pattern to what he's going to throw first pitch.
So 25 hitters, 21 first pitch strikes.
Huh.
Kind of out of
Worked
the page
well for
of Severino.
didn't it?
Back toward the middle again, off the mound, picked by Kingery on the backhand. 2 outs. Walker's probably wondering, what the heck am I going to do to get a base hit here? Was robbed by Carlos Santana last time.
That was a heck of a play by Scott. That kind of an indifferent hop right there, but these fields are so beautiful. There's not many bad hops, and made it kind of look real easy, didn't he?
He did. Higashioka. Kraditz is on the phone. I think they'll have Sir Anthony just stop throwing for now. Oh boy, that was close. Maybe not. 1 ball, 1 strike. One-two pitch. Fly ball center field. Odubel is there. He'll settle under it. And he makes the catch. 7 shutout innings for Zach Eflin here tonight at Citizens Bank Park. He retires the Yankees in order. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th as we stretch with the Phils up 3-0. Couple good defensive plays tonight.
Yeah, they absolutely did. The first one off the bat of Carlos Santana, and that's a heck of a play by Brett Gardner. Giving up his body, knowing there's going to be contact with the wall, and he makes a play. Then the very next hitter, Aaron Altair down the right field line, Giancarlo Stanton with that 6'5" reach, gets to that ball, makes a heck of a play. What could have been a huge inning for the Phillies ended up with nothing because of those Hyundai defensive plays of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Zach Eflin of each innings getting congratulated. Only 92 pitches, but they'll take him out after 7. 22 of the 26 hitters he's faced first pitch strikes. That number's fantastic. It really is, because his strike percentage was so good tonight. He's on the doorstep of going 4 times through the order. I know people don't always like to hear that, but I think that's part of the reason that he's being lifted after 92 pitches.
And, you know, maybe they want Sir Anthony to come in on a clean inning. If he's coming in, I assume he is.
I would assume so, too. Jonathan Holder is the new pitcher for the Yankees after Gallegos goes 3 scoreless innings. Give him some credit. He struck out 6. And Cesar rips one into right field. That'll go to the wall. Cesar will get at least 2 out of that one. And he's there with his 11th double of the year. It's his 2nd hit of the night. That's a nice way to start the 7th. Try to get some insurance runs.
Yeah, we got to add on. You know, that's the one thing. It's an explosive lineup. I'm sure they're going to be happy to see Zach out of the game. And he's got a fastball up. He smokes it down here in that corner. And thought for a second there maybe 3 was a possibility, but with no outs, let's take what we got and see if we can't move him around and get him in.
Five hits for the top 4 hitters in this lineup tonight. Considering they only had 2 in the first 2 games, that's a good turnaround.
Neil Walker or that first base, is that Neil Walker? Did he double switch?
Little tapper foul.
He's over there telling Andujar, you know, hey, I'm playing in. Grounded to me, I'm coming.
Our Toyota turning point back in the 2nd inning. Rhys's opposite field home run.
Yeah, that's good. Good piece of hit. 2 strikes. Stay on the ball. Don't pull off. It gives you a chance against a breaking ball and a fastball. Delivered that Toyota turning point of the game into the right field bleachers, and it's basically been the only offense for the entire game for both teams.
Swing and a miss, and Rhys strikes out. And 1 out here in the 7th. Miles was hoping that the Phillies would win 9-0 tonight. They've scored 3 runs. If they scored 10, he's got to buy everybody a beer.
That's a lot of glue, man.
Yes, it is. Outside, 1-0.
Come on, O'Doul, get yourself a good pitch. I'm getting back in this count. Not a good hit, not a good pitch to hit. 2-0. Spit on it, now try to get another one. And the way Gregorius is playing right behind Cesar at second base, man. Trying to fire one right through that hole if they're going to keep pitching you away.
He does try to float it the other way. And Gardner is there to put it away. 2 outs. Time now for a Ram Truck Stuff the Fans trivia quiz answer. All right, Johnny, here we go. Which 2 pitchers are tied for the most games started in Yankees history?
Well, that would be the chairman of the board, Whitey Ford.
Whitey Ford is correct.
And Andy Pettitte.
Yeah, Andy Pettitte, which is impressive considering he did go to the Astros. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Then he came back. Eddie Pettit was a solid pitcher for a long time.
And didn't do too poorly in the postseason either. I think it might be. I had some thoughts of maybe Ron Guidry. Who else did I put down? CC
Sabathia, yeah. Will it work? Didn't work that time. Zach Eflin, 7 innings tonight. No runs. Sir Anthony Dominguez continues to throw in the bullpen. So Zach's night, after seeing him congratulated, is probably done. Well, I should say probably. It is done.
Yes. You don't come over and congratulate him and hug him, then send him back out for another inning.
No.
What do you think the Fanatic did with this shtick when Steve Traxel was?
He was frozen for a long time. I was thinking about that with Holder because he stood for a while before he started wiggling his fingers. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh man. Yeah, Yankees fan, he's got him. That's a face of a person smelling something who doesn't want to. He's
a hoot.
He's a piece of work, man.
He has the right to throw anybody out.
Is he the head of security here?
Well, wherever he is, he's the head of whatever.
He is the best in the game.
Yes, he is.
Without question.
Pulled sharply to first, and Walker is able to keep it and take it to the bag. No runs, 1 hit. We'll go to the 8th inning. Phillies still lead at 3-0 over the Yankees. Shop ChooseNissan.com. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Phillies lead at 3-0. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Zach Eflin was outstanding tonight for the Phils. 7 solid innings.
Yeah, a lot of first pitch strikes, a lot of weak contact by the New York Yankees, who the first 2 games this series seemed to have swung it pretty well, but Zach was really on point. Like you said, Tom, in the strike zone, but out of the strike zone when he needed it. Once he got ahead, got the Yankees to chase. That double play right there was a big help. But unbelievable performance by Zach Eflin when they needed him most to try to avoid getting sweep. He came up big. Now it's the bullpen got to hold it.
Yeah, Sir Anthony Dominguez the first one out, and Greg Bird is the first hitter he'll face. We're assuming Dominguez is out for 2 innings, but we'll see. Bird pinch hitting. Phillies trying to win tonight. As John said, avoid the sweep, get set for the Nationals. And a strike 3 called. 99 on the outside part of the plate. 1 away here in the 8th inning.
Well, thanks for coming. Can't be a whole lot of fun, man. That's, like you said, 99 on the outside part. You're coming off the bench, and that's what you're going to see.
Every time a Phillies pitcher reaches 95 miles per hour or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. All right, well, here's Gardner. Throwing some strikes here, John.
Yes, he is. And again, the Yankees, you have to think that at some point, are they kind of old school offense where they're going to take a strike?
Grounder out to second base. 2 outs. And now Giancarlo.
A little slippage. So much for taking a strike.
Yeah. That may have put a hole in Jorge's glove.
Power on power. I mean, if Jorge wasn't setting up in, he might have caught that one.
Back toward the middle, waiting for it is Cesar, perfectly placed. And the side is retired in order. A very comfortable 8th inning for Sir Anthony Dominguez. We'll move on to the bottom of the 8th. It's the Phillies 3, the Yankees nothing. Bring the family to see the post-game Xfinity fireworks shows Friday against the Nationals and Saturday as well. Don't forget, Saturday is a 6:05 first pitch. Day after the game for the best fireworks shows in the city. Go to Phillies.com to order your tickets. Well, into the Phillies dugout, you see Sir Anthony Dominguez putting his sweatshirt on, keeping his arm loose and warm. He's going to go out in the 9th inning. Domingo Germán will be the new pitcher for the Yankees, and he will come on to face Aaron Altair.
Come on, Aaron, let's get some more.
Aaron's 0 for 3 tonight. And it's 0-1. Germán, who comes in with an ERA of over 5, delivers a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Well, there's a lot of celebrating for the Yankee fans the first 2 nights. Zach Eflin with a lot of first pitch strikes tonight. He had total command.
Hey, that was another line from Curt Schilling, wasn't it? About pitching in New York when he was a Red Sox. Nothing better than have 50,000 people shut up.
Right. Well, they quieted them tonight here at the ballpark.
Zach Eflin was dynamite.
Yeah, 92 pitches for Eflin, 13 swinging strikes for Zach. His highest fastball was at 96.8, but he's averaged 94.9. And that one's off Germán. He picks it up and throws in time. And Altair's got to feel like Neil Walker. What do I have to do to get a hit? 1 away. Let's check in with Greg Murphy with the Major League Notebook.
All right, thanks, Tom. Brought to you by the University of Maryland, University College, and the Rangers' Shin-Soo Choo was hit by a pitch tonight, which obviously resulted in him getting safely to first base, which was the 40th game in a row that Choo reached base safely. That's tied for the Major League record this year with, of course, Odubel Herrera, who also reached base straight in 40 straight earlier this year. The record for the Rangers is 46. That is held by Julio Franco. He obviously did that back in the early 90s. And also some news out of the Angels, man. They keep getting bad news on the injury front. Zach Cozart is going to miss the remainder of the season. In fact, he is going to have shoulder surgery, which is going to keep him out for 6 to 8 months. So his season is done. Obviously, he was obviously a big free agent pickup for them in the offseason. Hasn't really worked out for them. And again, bad injury news for the Angels, guys.
Yeah. They signed Hansel Robles, who was DFA'd by the Mets. He pitched tonight up in Boston. Angels trailing that one 6-4. It's amazing how the mighty have fallen with the Los Angeles Angels. 1 ball and 1 strike as Kingery fouls it. Look at this first pitch to Kingery. This will wake you up.
It looked like a breaking ball, didn't it?
Was it a slider?
It looked like something that had a hump in it. I don't know. What was the miles per hour on it?
I'll tell you in 1 second.
I mean,
it did come up as changeup.
Yeah, I was going to say, if that's a fastball, you know.
84 miles an hour.
Yeah, good. If that's a fastball. You got to let them know that that's unacceptable, if you know what I mean.
Pulled foul. Off the hands. 2 outs. And Michael Franco is coming up.
Still got it, Aaron Boone.
And Franco strikes out, a foul tip. And the Phillies go down 1-2-3. All right, so now it's on to the 9th inning. The Phils trying to salvage this series. Sir Anthony heading back to the mound. Insurance. Michael Barker and Ben Davis are standing by. They're going to talk about Zach Eflin and what he was able to do tonight. They're also going to touch on Rhys Hoskins popping the ball the other way. A 3-run home run. That's the only runs the Phillies have gotten here tonight. Rest of the way for the Phillies, they've got the Orioles coming up the 3rd and the 4th, and the Orioles again down in Baltimore, that makeup game. 2 very tough series against the Red Sox. They finish up their interleague schedule with the Blue Jays as Dominguez faces Aaron Hicks. Sir Anthony threw 11 pitches in the 8th inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. He's sitting at 99.
Not a bad place to sit.
Not at all.
Get you in first class.
Tommy Hunter warming up in the bullpen. The 1-2 pitch to Hicks. Oh man, that is going to hurt. Oh boy, oh boy. You got 99 and then the ball off the bat. That foot is going to look ugly.
Get him in the knee.
You're better at that than I am. You see things No, it's the foot.
Oh, gosh. Right.
Inside. I thought it got the top of the foot, but it got inside.
Right where there ain't no padding.
Yes.
I think I would be absolutely shocked if he left the game. Although it ain't looking good, but he's a tough son of a gun, man. A little giggle.
All right, so he'll stay in, take a few pitches. I think he's ready to go. One ball and 2 strikes. Last time Sir Anthony was on the mound was when he threw that slider to Daniel Murphy. Alfaro wanted fastball. I think the bench wanted fastball. Sir Anthony wanted slider. Throwing a lot of fastballs here tonight. There's the slider, swung on and missed. 1 out in the 9th inning.
That's big, man. Get that leadoff hitter, get him out of the way. Like you said, you get a couple guys on. Beautiful slider by Sir Anthony. But you get a couple guys on, that big hoss is waiting in that dugout, man. Aaron Judge. You'd love to see him not get an at-bat in this game.
Absolutely. Gregorius is 1 for 3. He struck out, singled, and popped out. 0-1, 100.
Yeah, we got one of them too.
Nice when you have it.
I mean, if you're the Yankees, it's nice to see that from your starter in the 7th, like we saw yesterday. But hey, baby steps.
Back to the box, a broken bat. 2 outs. Some of the Yankee fans heading to the exits.
Yeah. We couldn't be that good a host to them.
They're pretty good the first 2 days.
They were very, very gracious hosts the first 2.
Bon voyage. 0-2. On a night where Zach Eflin capped a stellar month of June with 7 strong innings. And Rhys Hoskins in an opposite field home run, a 3-run shot that has given the Phillies all their runs. Sir Anthony Dominguez is trying to deliver the final out here in the top of the 9th inning. And a little high, and it's 1-2. Another crowd of 40,000 on their feet. Miles is sticking around. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Torres. Swing and a miss. He got him. 6 up, 6 down for Sir Anthony Dominguez. as he picks up the save in relief of Zach Eflin. The Phils salvage the final game of the series. The Phillies record their 7th shutout of the year. They win it 3-0 and move to within 2.5 games of first place in the National League East. Rhys Hoskins, 3-run opposite field home run. That was all the Phillies needed offensively, because Zach Eflin just flat out quieted one of the best offenses in all of baseball. Our W. Mason delivery of the game. Well, let's go back to Rhys Hoskins at bat.
Yeah, a couple guys got on, a base hit by Alfaro, a walk by Cesar. Yeah, he told it, said it during that bat, you know, you got to look to go the other way, not going to let you pull anything, and Rhys delivers one into the right field seats. And he's down on the field with our ever-lovable Greg Murphy.
All right, thank you very much, John. Yeah, here with Rhys Hoskins, who did deliver the offense that this team needed, and your first lead of this series, and gave these fans something to cheer about. It was great.
Yeah, big win. Obviously, they came out and punched in the mouth a couple times, but big win against a good team going into a pretty big series in the Nationals.
I feel like we had these conversations a lot last year, but that was your 30th home run in a Phillies uniform, 119 games. Fastest Philly in history to get to 30 home runs in front of guys like Chuck Klein and Ryan Howard. When you think about where that puts you early in your career, that's got to be pretty special.
Yeah, it's, you know, anytime you get mentioned, I think, in a sense, with names like that, it's pretty humbling. It's cool. Hopefully it's, there's a lot more to come. But we'll see.
We needed, this team needed a pitcher to go out there and give them the kind of outing that Zach Eflin had today. Playing behind him, watching what he was able to do today, it was pretty special.
Yeah, we needed it. F was huge for us. Saved the bullpen a little bit, obviously for a big series with the Nationals. But we needed him to step up. We needed someone to step up, and he did. So it was good to see. Fun to play behind him when he's rolling like that. So it was good. Should be a fun weekend. Really should.
All right, Rhys, thanks for your time. Guys, back upstairs.
All right, Murph, thank you. Our Chevrolet player of the game is Zach Eflin, and this is capped off what has been a fantastic month of June. 4th time, John, in the month of June that he has followed up a loss with a victory.
Yeah, and like Rhys said, they needed this win desperately. They did get punched in the mouth the first couple days. Severino with the knockout blow yesterday, but they bounced back up, and Zach Eflin, look, you know, when you get a pitching performance like this with Zach Eflin, after the last 3 losses that they've had, tough losses that they've had, and Sir Anthony comes in and just finishes it up, man. Pitching wins, and that was great pitching tonight.
Miles liked it.
Yep.
So did everybody else here at the ballpark. The Phils win it. Pick the final game of this series. We'll be back to wrap it up.